think like a lot of people, I grew up with an organ in my house. I think it came from my grandparents, because I'm sure they had one when I was growing up. It was one of the only things I loved doing at their house besides swimming. As we moved into technology and the digital age, these old organs have become somewhat valueless, but I still have a fondness for them. And the current state of music pretty much says anything goes sonically. So when you think about it, these are stacked. Bass sounds, strings, organs, some have lead sounds, and drum machines. Really cool drum machines. So a few years back, I went on the hunt looking for an awesome old organ. I found an old Wurlitzer out in the country that a sweet older woman had in her house. I brought it back and used it some. It was cool. But as I read on further about these organs, I started reading about all the old Yamaha Electones, and primarily that they were descendants of the famed CS80. I imagine some of that is true and a lot of it is placebo, but I know some people really do their homework and figure out what's in these. I'm not an electrical engineer, but I know that they have some similar sounds rolling out of them, obviously without all the control of something like the CS80. But regardless, really fun instruments. Now the one I found after the Wurlitzer is the Yamaha Electone 415. According to the forums, this organ has the last of the Yamaha PASS system, Pulse Analog Synthesis System. After this, Yamaha went all digital on the organs. Apparently, the Yamaha Electone to search for is the E70, which is apparently the closest relative to the CS80, having the most analog components in it. There are trim pots and adjustments you can make to the 415, but even though I'm a DIY nut, I'm not going to get in there and blow something up that can't be replaced. It's more valuable to me for what it is than something closer to a CS. I mean, we all want a CS80, but I'm not going to sit here and try to make my almost free Yamaha try and be a CS80. That being said, I have to say it does seem to have some of the soul of the CS, and it's just fun to play, especially now with all the amazing effects we have at our fingertips. On the recent Chris Staples record I produced, I used the drum machine section on the song Nasty Habit. If I were you, I would look on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace and search for these. Today I searched organ, and this is what came up. Now I will say they are huge and a nightmare to move, but I've really enjoyed mine. I've read there are other mods you can do to bring them into the future. I think some of them can even accept MIDI. Now I don't use the organ on every album, or even play it every day, but when I do use it, it usually fits perfectly and takes me back to some of my first experiences with hearing fully realized arrangements. Drums, leads, strings, pads, brasses, horrible sounds, spring reverb. It's a very nostalgic process for me to play and hear this organ. And now that I'm older, I can't help but feel like a kid sitting at the organ at my grandparents' getting yelled at to turn it down. I miss those times of discovery and wonder with an instrument. I think it might be time for you to search your local markets and find one of these gems. I made a quick little jam with it, using the Walrus Audio Maracai and Slower. Just simple effects can make these organs become ambient juggernauts. It's so fun, so let's check it out.